Alright guys, welcome back to the White Belt Bible. Sorry about the delay. I've been out for a minute. I tore my PCL. Jiu-jitsu shit finally caught up to me. 12 years in the game, finally caught up to me. I got an injury, so I've been out for a while. So sorry about the delay. But I'm back here with another technique video. The Nogi Ezekiel. Hella people have been asking. I did an Ezekiel video and everyone's been asking, can I do this in Nogi? How do I do the grips in Nogi? Nogi. So what I've been telling everybody is don't do it in Nogi. It's not a Nogi move. But people kept asking. So I was like, all right, let me try to figure this out. So I've been playing with it a little bit, and I figured out some Nogi ways to kind of do the Ezekiel. The thing is, you have to change the grips. So I don't know if it's technically in Ezekiel per se. So Nogi Ezekiel, like I said, we're going to have to change the grips a little bit. We don't want to be grabbing that forearm here. If you grab the forearm and you try to loop it and put pressure onto his neck in this way and you keep this grip on the forearm, this puts a real weird pressure on my wrist right here. I don't want that. That could break my wrist or injure myself, or it just hurts and don't feel good. How do I adjust it for Nogi? Basically, instead of grabbing at the forearm, I'm going to shoot all the way down to the bicep. Now, it might seem like a rear naked choke, and like I said, it basically is. It's basically the same rear naked choke kind of grip. So instead of going straight for this forearm, I'm going to need to go for this bicep all the way here. Now, here's a few things. To get this in Nogi, I kind of want to be more on the side than straight in front. In Gi, it's real easy to slip it through with that grip, and I can get that choke really easily. In Nogi, that's not going to be quite as easy, so I kind of want to get off to the side. I can use my head to kind of get his head pushed to the side, my head on the other side, and I kind of have him collapsed. And that makes it a lot easier for me to now slide this in and to get my grip on my bicep. This is just like a regular rear naked choke grip, and I'm just going to finish it just like that. Now, a few more things to think about here. Same principles of the rear naked choke. A lot of people, they make this mistake where they go and then they grab the bicep, and now they're here, and now they're trying to get this hand over to his neck. And it's really hard. He's going to be fighting it. He's going to be grabbing my hand. His whole face is in the way. His big old head is in the way. So it's difficult for me to do. And that's the same thing that happens with the rear naked choke. So instead of doing that, instead of going straight to the bicep like that, I'm going to kind of go to the bicep and at the same time slide that hand in there. What I do here is I put the back of my forefingers onto my wrists and slide it in like that. So it slides into place, and both hands are sliding into place. While this hand goes behind his neck, this hand goes in front of his neck. And then my hand will end up on my bicep and my other hand in front of his throat. Again, exactly like a rear naked choke, but from the front. So I'm right here, off to the side. I keep his head pressured to the side, and then 4 fingers on my wrist. I slide it in till my hand is on my bicep. My other hand is in front of his neck, across his neck, and then I just squeeze, just like I would squeeze a rear naked choke or an Ezekiel or anything. Pretty simple, straightforward. That's the Nogi Ezekiel. It's not really an Ezekiel. Call it what you want. Try it out. Let me know how it works. Thank you. Thanks, Chino.
Yep.
Did that make sense?
Yeah. Gotta say welcome to the Black or white people.
Welcome back to the White Belt Bible. Yeah.
So as you can see right here, when you try to grab the wrist in the same place where you usually grab the sleeve for the Ezekiel, you put a really weird pressure on your wrist when you're trying to loop that other hand in front of the throat for the choke. And you basically end up wrist locking yourself, and you don't want to wrist lock yourself. You don't want to hurt your wrist trying to choke someone. You don't want to take that damage. So don't do that. When you have the sleeves and you can make that grip on the sleeve, it allows you to loop your other hand over without damaging your wrist or putting any pressure on your wrist, because you have all that slack with the sleeve. And you can basically honestly loop the sleeve and end up choking them with the sleeve even more than your wrist sometimes with the Ezekiel. But again, that doesn't apply in Nogi. So we're going to change the grip to more to the bicep, to a rear naked choke sort of thing. And then you're going to actually end up applying a lot of the same fundamentals of a rear naked choke. And once again, welcome back to the White Belt Bible, where we do simple, efficient techniques that work. Might not always look pretty, but this works. Welcome back to the White Belt Bible. Stay tuned.